Before we go to a well-deserved rest, Igar's young girl wants to have a little more fun, making her feel her lower part. Then we quickly satisfy her needs with light dance steps, a little finger dexterity, and of course, some tools. We are in Transylvania. Here, everything is not at all like in the movies, where suspicious guys with pitchforks roam the smoky streets surrounded by scary houses, who are afraid of werewolves and vampires at every moment. Instead, everything here is full of tourists and souvenir shops. From the outside, Dracula's castle also looks like a grave infested with flies, through which a constant flow of people passes. Most likely, the Count himself with his band of monsters has long since moved to a more distant and calmer place.
Te mums ir apsēduši mazie ziņkārīgie. Brauc ar močiem. Viss izskatās laimīgs. Tētis Ēriks, ir dabūjis 3 mazs puikas. Adoptējis, papīrs kārto tagad.
Puika priecīgi.
Jā. Vai viņa meitiņa tik? Tāda patīk Transylvānijas pils?
Vai jau nerādz, bet nē, nu, atzīmējies ir.
Jā.
The local policeman was quite angry because I tried to drive onto a street with a lot of traffic. My front wheel was on the driving part, and that really pissed him off. He asked for my driver's license. Of course I don't have it. I got through with an ID card. We lower the tire pressure so that we can easier drive off-road. We will continue the day along the section of the Trans-Euro Trail, where the road surface can change from moment to moment. We are moving up a 45-degree steep road covered with mud, sand, and stones. There is a steep slope on the left side, which makes you think about the consequences of a careless mistake. You must not stop. You must continue moving up. Otherwise, there is a risk of falling, and starting driving can also be impossible. It is nice to see real local farms without shops and crowds of people, with complete simplicity and natural peace all around. In the embrace of wild nature, after a while, we realize that we are lost. We have deviated from the planned route and have to make a decision to continue the journey along the road with an unknown destination. The fact that there is no signal here and it would be quite impossible to call for help in case of an accident creates an uneasy feeling. Also, the bear population is the largest in the Transylvania area, so every farm has dogs and a fence. Staying in a tent would be a big challenge. We are lucky the local fish farmer welcomes us to his farm. For a small fee, we even have the opportunity to eat properly. Grilled fish and meat. We even get beer kept in the cold mountain water. It is a pleasant, warm morning. In Mother of the Mountains Breathes, we wake up with ease and a rich breakfast is already waiting for us. It just seems that we are long-awaited guests. In gratitude for everything, we say goodbye to the kind owner and continue our journey with a never-ending smile. Morning is wiser than evening. That's why we quickly get on the right track. The bends and diversity of nature here are amazing. Not a single kilometer is boring. Every rock, Every bend and peak of the mountain makes you wonder. Of course, traveling with bikes, especially with adventure-type motorcycles, has great advantages because it allows you to see the diversity offered by the country from all its sides and makes the trip especially rich. Driving on the highway over the mountain and looking into the distance through the car window, you can always only imagine where that narrow path in the mountain range leads. We enjoy it for real. We drive on it and conquer it.
Kafijas pauzīt. Tev neapnost.
Can you stay here next to me? We'll just keep driving.
The day is already half over. Driving this kind of routes, especially in unknown territory, you never know how. And when it ends, because it is not possible to simply turn around and go home, the road drags you deeper and deeper, and it tends to be rough, so you have to be ready for anything.
I get my hands on some money, mama, and a shot in line. Stared down the past and just scarred my eyes. Now I know there's no easy ride. She's been the kind who would take it in stride. Some jacket diamonds kicked her heart around.
Moving higher and higher, you can feel the smell of a sizzling clutch. The culprit is exposed after a couple of twists and turns. Due to stupidity or ignorance, this car has entered the wrong lane. From the back, it seems that the camper will break apart. The same thing happens. A car with a blown clutch remains in the middle of a narrow road.
Till you've been a friend like nobody else could be.
Labi, braucot nav. Man noslēpj.
Honestly trying.
Ja, man noslēp vienkārši bija pa ar otru ātru.
Past the scars and burned out eyes. Could see I'm no easy ride. She's just the kind who might get you to buy.
The road surface here is quite hard and stony. Many sharp edges on which to damage the tires. We have chosen Mota's adventure tires for this trip, and I am very happy with this choice. The handling is excellent, which also increases self-confidence.
This life might eventually just be the end of me, and I'll still be with you.
Reaching this peak was quite time-consuming. It took several hours of exercise on the bike, but that's the storm, because seeing such beauty all around can only be seen on postcards.
I've been lying. In this Buick's a century, 73 like you. Some strange religion. Buick's a century, 73 like you.
It's It's already 7 in the evening, so we shouldn't be late because we don't know how long the descent will be. It would be crazy to drive on such a road in the dark, and even more so for those who are tired, which is the most frequent cause of falls and mistakes. No matter how much we want to stay, we still have to move on. It is not yet known where we will spend the night. In the last few days, everything happens quite spontaneously. We only understand about staying overnight at the end of the day.
River, river, take me away. Wash me clean, keep my...
Driving down a hill is much more difficult than driving up it because you won't change the laws of physics. You have to drive carefully because the beautiful views of nature quickly distract you.
Canyon perfume blowing in the wind. Time ain't a thing here. Luck is my best friend. Carrying with me everything I own and who I am.
We shake quite thoroughly, but this does not stop us from joking and laughing, which helps against fatigue and allows us to stay in good mood.
Stars are burning up in the sky. Celestial angel, teach me how to fly. Stars are burning. Would you take me on high? Take me on high.
We come to a mine or a stone extraction site, for which the future path looks like it will be easy. Today there are 3 of us left. At the start of the day, after a short drive, Maris announces that he does not feel well and will not continue the journey with us. He will go to a nearby town to rest. We agreed to report our locations at the end of the day to meet up later. We have entered a real marathon of swinging wickets. It is necessary to stop every now and then to open and close the gates intended for livestock to prevent them from wandering off. After playing countless wickets, we are overheated and the mind just wants to cool down. Without realizing it, we have increased the speed of driving, and the road is also such that it requires a little effort.
Sveiki, šeit atkal Imbāžu teta proraideri. Ir ķibelīti atkal KTM-am, 950-am. Amīts ir galīgi.
Izsitā amortiņā ārā, jā.
Kaut kur tur ir eļiņ daudz, un jā. Nu, skrēj.
Nu kur tad tik, ko?
Tad aizskrēj, ko? Līdz Lomžai?
Lomžai nemaz vēl netiks.
Tā ir, kas skrien.
Vēl 2 dienu pa serviem dzīvos.
Nu labi. Ērika, viss kārtībā? Atradām Ērika pazaudēto pudeli. Tā tad varētu būt visticamāk, ka šī bedre bija tā, kas piebeidz slaveno KTM amortizāciju. Kā neizskatās sarežģīti, bet, nu, ja skrien, tā viņš arī ir. Šeit brauc vēl viens Limbašu Tet ProRiders, AS putniņš ar paaugstināt bagāžu svaru.
Kas ir?
Šī ir tā bedra, kas Ērika pieveic, jo šeit ir viņa ūdens pudele.
Jā, viņš kā tad tur lidoja? Pār taisni.
Sasit pakaļējo amortiņu, eļļa ārā. Tagad jātiek kaut kur, nezinu kur. Jādomā, kā salabot. Nebūs viegli. Nodevām pa bezceļiem konkrēti. Ātrums laikam bija pa lielu. Somas smagas. Un amortiņš aizgāja gulēt. Tiekās vēlāk. Jauns rīts, Baja Mare. Tā to vietu sauc. Pilsētiņa tāda. Aizbraukšu līdz KTM servisam. Vietējam. Nav baigi lielais, bet nu, mums kaut ko izdodās sarunāt.
The situation turned out like this. Because I had driven with comfort mode for the shock absorber during the whole trip, probably the weight of the bags and the rough roads had already damaged it before the fatal pothole. I called this service the day before and the employee said that they can fix it, but it can only be done on Wednesday because the mechanic is not there. Since today is Monday, I really don't want to wait too long. I don't sit with my hands in my lap and go for a solution.
Ziņas ir iepriecinošas. Iebrauc vietējā servisā un sarunāja, ka čaļi sataisīs. Šie tur strādā bez līgumiem, tāpēc īsti tur baigi negribēja kaut ko tur pa telefonu runāties. Sākumā es viņiem zvanīju, bet viņi teica, ka meistars būs tikai rītdien un blā, blā, blā. Bet aizbraucot uz vietas, visi sarunāja. Daļas ir kā ir uz vietas, viņu veikala aizslēgšot uz stundas ciet priekš manīm. Un stundas laikā laikam tad sataisīs. Noņems amortiņu, samainīs rezervas daļas un cer, ka viss sanāks. Tā kā gaidiet ziņas vēlāk.
Once again, everything was resolved happily. The shock absorber was repaired and even the bike was washed. It remains for the others to wash as well, and then we can go home. Only Maris damaged the tire, but nothing bad. Only the valve needs to be replaced. We have to end our trip on a slightly sad but pleasant note. The way home is quiet and full of thoughts. I guess boring highway driving is to blame. The total trip lasted 14 days, during which we met helpful and responsive people. We covered 5,070 kilometers, a large part of which was with fabulous and gorgeous views. We saw mountains, valleys, and narrow roads, being able to feel them with our own hands. It may be, For some, it seems nothing special, but for some, it might encourage and make them go into the unknown. For me, this is just the beginning, like another empty fuel tank that will have to be filled up around the next corner.